my soul. You won't break my soul. You won't break my soul. Hold up.
Yeah, this is Amber from Gav. Today is February 20th, and I guess today is the 50th day of the year. Yeah, well, I thought of doing an early check-in because I feel pretty much done for the day. So, here we go. I have been reading Martha Beck's, or basically listening to the audiobook called As the Way of Integrity by Martha Beck. And that book is kind of turning up as a reflection of who I am at this particular moment in my life. I didn't have answers for that before on. I just went on and on that particular path, and turns out I'm not alone. Turns out there's several other people who have undergone the same changes what I am undergoing before me. And the path that I am on feels like the right path, and that's a blessing, honestly, truly a blessing. And in this particular book, Martha Beck talks about breaking the culture. She said that culture is more of preserving the ideals or the beliefs that a group has. It's more about keeping that group together, and it is being done by when you keep on and on affirming those beliefs. And those cultural beliefs may not be the right ones for you, and we should align with our own internal identity, which in most of our cases we don't know, so we're just exploring ourselves and all of that kind of thing. But it's okay. You can do that. And you know what? The same thoughts that hold you back are the thoughts that have been affirmed on you. For example, if you do this thing, what will other person think of? What will happen? I'm gonna fail. What will the other person think of? Or what do you think who you are? You're not a boss, or you don't have anything. That internal critic is always there in every one of us, but the language that it speaks is dependent upon what you feed it. So I think last year, or I would say more towards the end of 2021 and beginning of 2022, I had to change the language and the tone of that inner critic, and that did wonders for me. Today I can affirm and firmly believe that I'm totally fine. You do go through your own phase of grief. You do undergo all that, I'll just say, shitty stuff. But having that focus on the goal makes all the difference. And goal in this particular scenario is living the way you are, living who you are in and out. That is the way of integrity. And this whole thing is such an eye-opener, because that inner self-critic talk, that the negative one, is something that has been ingrained in us since our childhood. And that's something that, it's not something that our parents fed it. Maybe they have had, but more so that's what we have grown up into. So we need to change that thought. We need to change that thought pattern, that tone, and everything. And thereafter, that's where your new version of life is, or you can say you would be more in tune with your integrity. Because when you are at that intersection point, I mean, you literally don't feel like going back to the old life for sure, but you don't even feel confident enough to go forward, because in that particular moment you just feel like, meh, I don't know where I am, I don't know what it is, right? It's so confusing, I don't know what to choose. And dude, when that particular thing is okay, you take all your time that you want to take to figure that out, what is right for you. And it's not going to happen in one day, it's not going to happen in like 1 month. It's gradual shift. And even in the book, Martha Beck calls it as 1 degree shift. It's better to have those changes in small proportions, because otherwise our bodies can go in shock. And I mean, it's not fair. Our bodies have been carrying so many things for so many years, and now they just want it as like, and we literally want to get done with it. But for that, we need to be compassionate towards ourselves, compassionate to that body, like, which has been carrying all that grief and pain and trauma and I don't know what not, and caused your body to be at dis-ease, or as we know, we have disease or diseases. So everything is kind of interlinked to how we are internally, as in emotionally, mentally. And for that thing, I think it took some time for me to, thanks to her book, this thing was put into perspective, that whatever I have been undergoing for last, especially 3 years, or I would say a little bit more than that, but I think especially last year, 3 years, I think I've been at that particular point where life has been like, I need to do that integrated thing, I need to align with who I am, and there's no other way going forward, because it pains so hard, and there's another kind of force inside me which just says like, just make her do it, we'll face the repercussions, but it's better to just do it. So that's what it is. That has been my learning, actually. So here I am. Understand what you don't feel right with you, see where it is coming from, and whether it's in alignment with yourself or not. You have to, if it's not, you have to let it go, and it will not be a surreal experience. It will be painful, because you are actually letting go of part of your identity, and it's not easy. So I would highly recommend to do that thing, or do that particular thing with a trained professional, which is usually social worker, psychotherapist, and many other folks. Sometimes people who love you are caring enough to take that thing for you, but honestly, if they have grown along with you, chances are they are also undergoing the same thing. So you want to lean on to someone who is not part of that thing, and usually having someone who can understand it at the same time not being part of it is the kind of the person you need to let out this all thing, and you have to come clean, you have to come honest, because you will be actually sharing parts of yourself which you are ashamed of, and that needs to leave your system for you to heal, because those are the things which are keeping you at this ease. For you to heal fully, physically, emotionally, mentally, and thereafter socially and spiritually and even financially, that's the thing that you have to do. And in turn, you will be actually in the wrong books of so many people. And if you're a people pleaser, like I have been, and most of us are people pleasers who are actually undergoing through this particular change, it's just because it's a safety tactic. I mean, you don't want to be abandoned, you didn't want you to be hurt, so your body did what it knew the best to conform to the cultural norms. So you did in accordance to what you knew best at that particular time, and now you know better for your body, for yourself. So do in alignment with yourself. So this whole thing has been my biggest learning in the past few days I would say. And I'm not perfect for sure, and I don't want to fall into some kind of routine, but I kind of did bring up some kind of routine for myself so that I can prioritize those activities which help me fill my cup, or make time for things which matter to me more. Honestly, at this particular moment in my life, fortunately, all thanks to my previous version, 1 year ago version, who went through all of this whole thing all by herself, took stone steps, and decided to build a life that she truly desires. So fortunately, when I listed down things, all of them are in alignment with who I am. And I think from there we can dive into our check-in. How am I feeling today? Do I feel aligned? Do I feel fulfilled? So you already know that I do feel fulfilled. I do feel aligned. But how am I feeling today? Well, I feel okay. It's heavy stuff, heavy processing to be done. And it brings bits of you which are happy, sad, and grief, and ideas. Everything comes busting at you, which is I don't know what to call it as, but it is okay. I would call it as good okay. Yeah, that's the best way to say it. Yeah. What trained me today? I think I have been thinking a lot, so that required a lot of writing and thinking and listening and all of that. So I've been ideating basically, but it does take out energy from you, which you need to then break away from to recharge. So yeah, that has been a thing, but then now I compensate that with more physical activity. So I think that's how my energy balances off, like mental physical energies balances off, which is kind of okay. So that has been probably my source of depleters for the day. So let's move on to the next question then. What I'm grateful for today. I think these learnings, I think books have been such a boon for me. All those artists who have come before me, all the people who have walked the path before me, and I'm truly, truly grateful for them for sharing their journey, because at this particular moment in time where I don't think so, I feel like anyone understands me, like, but I'm still okay with it because I have found my understanding in these books. I have found understanding in the lives of these people, because that gives me an assurance that hey, you are totally fine. I got you, and this is a booster. And I'm truly thankful for God for bringing me where I am as of today, and just I can bet on this thing. Whatever lesson you need, or whatever thing that you need, will show up just in time. I mean, just in time. I mean, there were some things that I was thinking about yesterday, and they were part of the book today. When I was listening to it, I was like, whoa. And this not happened just for the first time, but it has happened with me earlier as well, multiple times, and probably you might have listened to that thing in other check-ins as well. So truly, truly, truly best for all those people who have come forward and share their stories. And I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna keep sharing my story so that whoever wants to listen knows this thing, that they are not alone. This is very important for me because I know it can turn up important for one person. So I'm gonna share it out irrespective of everything. It will never be monetized because these audios are truly from my heart, truly from my life experiences, and I want to feel the energy genuinely. I don't want to market you anything. So yeah, please take care and know that you are loved in ways which you cannot see, but you are loved, you are taken care of. So take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.